Hello everyone, welcome back to CSC Core Concepts in my series of machine learning algorithms. Today we are going to discuss a very important criteria that is called as overfitting and underfitting. Till now we have discussed various algorithms for performing for classification or clustering. Now some of the algorithms, we have also implemented those algorithms in RStudio. And a very important parameter which we look for when we train a model is its accuracy. So first of all, we divide the data into two partitions, that is some belongs to the training portion and some is for the testing portion. So in RStudio, when I was demonstrating you, we have seen that sometimes we keep 70% data as the training data and 30% as the testing data, or maybe 80-20, whatever suits the model. Now, while training the model, we first check that how much my training is good. So for that, we used to find out the accuracy, or conversely, we can also find out the misclassification error, that how many data points have been misclassified or wrongly classified. Similarly, then we used to give the test data to the model and we used to figure out what is the accuracy of the model. Now, sometimes we were not very happy with the accuracy, that the model is not performing well. Then I had showed you various ways by which you can fine tune your model. Sometimes the ratio of training and testing was not proper, so we used to edit it, change it, and do some corrections. Sometimes the number of attributes were not enough or more attributes were being used, so they also confuse the model. So because of that confusion, the model does not give us proper results. So let us first understand the concept of overfitting and underfitting. That why do the model does not perform well? Okay, why the accuracy reduces? See, basically when you learn a function, target function from the training data, that process is called as induction. This I have already discussed in the decision tree algorithm. What is induction? Now we do some measures for estimating how well the approximation function matches the target function. That is, we try to find out the accuracy of the model. And if I am getting a very good accuracy of the model, then that is called as the goodness of fit. Goodness of fit means that my model is being good, it is fitted in the data in a very good, properly way, because it is able to predict more accurate results. But sometimes this goodness of fit is not very good. Okay, we get very less accuracy. And the major two causes for poor performance of the machine learning algorithm is that either the model is an overfitted model or it is an underfitted model. So basically, what does an overfitted model do? How will you realize that your model is overfitted? That will give you a very good performance on the training data. Let's say when you are training the data with that model, and you may get a 95 or 98% accuracy. That is, you are very much happy that your model learned very well. But while you are applying the testing data, or you are applying the model on the testing data, the accuracy drops drastically, maybe as 50% or 60%. So that is indication that your model is a very, very overfitted model. That occurs, let us say for example, in my class, if I am teaching you 100 sums, and I am very, very careful, and I am teaching you each and every step, but I am confining you only for that 100 numericals, and I am teaching you very properly. Every day we are learning the same 100 numericals. Now, the one day when I am asking you how are you performing, if I want to test you, only based on those 100 numericals, you may do very good, okay, because you are practicing it every time. But when in the test, if I am giving you some other sums other than these 100 numericals, then you may fail drastically, because you are only accustomed to do those 100 training data. That's all. Okay. You have not been exposed to some sort of linear general data. Okay. General numericals you are not confined to. That is what makes the model overfitting. So you are performing very good on the training data, but you are failing miserably on the testing data. Whereas in an underfitted model, it performs very poor, okay, on the training data itself, and poor performance on the testing data itself. That means it has not at all learned properly. In the training phase also it could not learn, and in the testing phase also it could not give you proper results. Now, the major reasons for being an overfitted model is that, first of all, the training data set is not cleaned properly. It may happen that the training data set contains too many noise or garbage values or outliers or wrong data, very out of bound data. Okay, it contains too much of noisy data, wrong data, and you have not cleaned the data properly before using it for the model. That could be one of the reason, because you are doing some other numericals, other data you are getting trained, and for testing you are giving some other set of data. Then you can fail miserably, right? If I am teaching you some mathematics related to, let's say, trigonometry. Okay, I'm only confining you to trigonometry in the training data, but I am giving you some coordinate geometry in the testing data. You will fail miserably. Okay, so that may occur here, that the training is being done on a data which is a noise or a garbage value, but the testing, while testing it is, does not understand the data. Second is that the model has a high variance and less bias, that is, it is too sensitive to the training data. Since it is habituated only to the training data, it does not know anything about any other data other than the training data. Size of the training data is very less. Suppose if I am using only 20% of the model of the data for training and 80% I am giving for testing. So I made you solve only 2 sums in the class, and I am asking you some more examples. Okay, only 2 sums teaching is not okay for a training purpose, right? So the data is very less. Training data is very less, or the model is very complex. Okay, so it is not able to learn properly because it includes many type of functions and everything. So it is very complex. So these are the majorly 4 reasons why you can get an overfitted model. Now, why will you get an underfitted model? That is, model has high variance. Okay, the overfitted model has a high variance, whereas underfitted model has a high bias, that is low variance, that is model matches training set. Okay, it is exactly that of the training set. It does not understand anything apart from that. Too less size of the training data, same thing here also. The learning data is very less, so it could not learn the generalized versions, and the model is too simple. You are using very less attributes, very simple, so it is giving you an underfitted model. Let me explain you with a proper example. What do you mean? What happens when you have an overfitted or an underfitted model? Let us define a chalk as a cylindrical long object. So cylindrical long defines the shape of the chalk. Okay. So that is how I am explaining a chalk or giving an attribute for a chalk, right? While training the model, you are only training the model based on only one attribute, that is the shape of the chalk, that is cylindrical shape. Okay, so while training, you have told your model that if you get anything which is cylindrical in shape, consider it as a chalk, because you have used only one attribute. That's enough. Okay, now let's see what the model is doing. Now while testing, you are giving a pen as an input. It is also long and cylindrical. Understood? So now what we'll do, the model knows that anything which is long and cylindrical is a chalk, right? So pen is also long and cylindrical, and the model is saying it is a chalk instead of a pen. Why it is misunderstood? Because you have used only one attribute to define that object, right? So similarly, any other object of similar shape which I am giving long and cylindrical, it will consider it as a chalk, since you have defined only one attribute used to train the model. The model performs incorrect predictions, and therefore this is leading to underfitting, because you have used very less amount of attribute for defining the data. Now let us say you say that okay, my model is wrongly classifying, it is considering all cylindrical objects as chalk. Let me just redefine the attributes. So I am saying any object which is long cylindrical shape, which is used for writing, the color is white and the length is 9 centimeter, that is a chalk. Understood? So what happened last time? It was an underfitted model, because I was using only one attribute to define the model, and whatever data I am getting for that long cylindrical object was a chalk for that. So the model is wrongly predicting it. So let me just redefine the attributes. So now I have kept 4 attributes, that is the shape, long cylindrical, purpose, writing, color, white, length 9 centimeter. Fine. So now for the testing data you are giving a small chalk or a broken chalk which is of blue color. Happens, no, you have colored chalks, right? And when you write, the chalk size becomes smaller. So you are giving that as a testing data. So by the first 2 attributes, you will say that yes, it is a chalk because it is also long cylindrical shape and it is used for writing. Fine. But is the color white? No. For testing, you have given the color blue. And is the length 9 centimeter? No, it is no more 9 centimeter. So first 2 attributes will match, but the color and the length will not match with the training data. Okay, so although it is a chalk only, blue and small chalk, but the model is not predicting it as a chalk because of 2 reasons, right? So this is because the specified detail, it is very specific. You have written very specifically, you have given that the length has to be 9 centimeter. Understood. So that is why it misunderstood it as that since the chalk length is not 9 centimeter, it is not a chalk. And you have very specifically written that only white color, right? Then that is the reason. So what you can do here is that you can give a long cylindrical shape and used for writing on the boards. Okay, if you write where you can write it on the boards, then it can be considered as a chalk. Okay, so this is an overfitted model because you have used so many attributes, and because of that so many attributes, what happens here is that because of the attributes, it is leading to an overfitted model, right? So best fitting is when a line which is neither overfitted nor underfitted. So you have to constantly monitor the performance of the machine learning. See, starting when you are using your model, first time when you are training your model, you do not know how your model is going to do. Okay, with some number of attributes. So first you find out the accuracy with that model with some number of attributes. Now you go for fine tuning. So while you will do fine tuning, that time you may play with you may feel that because the training data is too less, it is giving wrong answer. Let us change the ratio of training testing because I am using too many attributes or too less attributes. Okay. So these things have to be tested, and while with repeated training, the training error and the testing error can be reduces. But if you are doing overtraining, okay, that is also a problem. So how much training has to be done? Okay, so you have to either go for a mediocre training, not very too high training and to less training. Okay, so if you are training very high over, then the performance will degrade due to irrelevant data and noise getting in the training data set, right? So this is all about your overfitting and underfitting. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that 2 major parameters are there. The first parameter is that about the model, about the accuracy, and second is how many dimensions to be used. Okay, sometimes we feel more dimensions more accurate. So in my next video, I am going to discuss about a problem called as curse of dimensionality. So please stay tuned and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CSE Core Concepts. Thank you.